Back in Leading Edge, he's Michael Ashford, Chairman, Lucas County Democratic Party, who's been on the job. He informs us he's keeping the count. 31 days, and he's dealing with 4 members of his party on City Council who have been implicated in a bribery scheme following an investigation by the FBI. Just talking about replacing these folks on City Council, the Republican chair has said the choice of 4 new members of council should be put to a vote of the public. If we're really looking now, Michael, to reassure voters that their voices count more than those of special interests out there, shouldn't this be a public vote?
You know what? He's absolutely right. But the problem we have right now is that the charter says something different. And you know that, Jerry.
Yeah.
What the charter says is that, I mean, in fact, I'm up for a charter change. Moving forward, we have to have change. And if this is what the public wants, I support that. But as of today, the charter has restrictions on us how to do the replacements. And the replacements is that both parties can have screenings and endorsements, okay? Democratic Party / Republican Party for those 4 vacancies. And so what happens is that people will take their resume in, they'll be interviewed, and they'll get the endorsement for each party. And each party will recommend their endorsements to City Council, and from their City Council will select who they have. And then it's a time frame on this, Jerry, because if they get past a certain time frame up to the general election, that means they may be in office, but you may not have to be able to vote for them on November 3rd. There might have to be a special election in the spring.
Okay. I have to go here, Michael, and I want to tread lightly. I mean, look at our country and where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Also troubling to many people is the fact that all of the accused are people of color. Yes?
Yes.
And this is a time right now of so much tension, division, also, though, some coming together that we think could actually lead to substantive change. As a person of color, how do you counter that this has nothing to do with race? How do you address that issue, Michael?
Well, let me sit here and tell you this. I addressed that issue by saying I was the chair of the Lucas County Democratic Party, a person of color. And I looked at the fact that it had nothing to do with color. It had something to do with you breaking the law or alleged breaking the law. And have you had an opportunity to read the 40-page affidavit? Some of the things that happened in there, and I didn't make my decision, just based on making a decision. I looked at all the information that was available.
Right.
And said, in order for, including the 40-page affidavit, information I got off the news, information we read in the paper, hey, we have to move forward. And you're right, given the racial climate that we're in, is very disheartening.
It is.
For African Americans to be in a leadership position, and more important, a role model position, to get caught up in a bribe extortion case. So in order for us to clean the slate, we have to move forward and ask them to resign.
Couple of other things I need to get to, and I appreciate you being so forthcoming on this. He's steamed, and he should be, and so should, not just because he's the chairman of the party, all of us as stakeholders in the city of Toledo, as taxpayers. We should be rankled about this one. On a bigger issue, this is also an election year on the national scheme. As you know, my friend, you've been around the block, as have I, in politics. A Democratic candidate for president has to carry Lucas County with at least 62, 63, 64% of the vote to go on and carry Ohio. I mean, Hillary carried Lucas County, but she only got 55. Was it enough? She couldn't get Ohio done. Donald Trump carried it. If this turns voters from your party in any numbers at all, could this affect the outcome in swing state Ohio come fall?
Absolutely. And that's why it's very important that our community knows, especially the Democrats who wants a Democratic president, we have a golden opportunity here to win one or win back Ohio. And if you've been looking at the polls lately, before this coronavirus jumped up, Jerry, it looked like Trump was going to have a runaway in this situation. That's not the case anymore.
It isn't
now.
Ohio
was taken off the table. In fact, Ohio's back on the table because it's almost dead even heat between Biden and President Trump. But this incident right here will, of course, hurt us. And that's why we have to put this situation behind us as soon as possible. And we have 3 months to get there. We don't want to go up to November and they're still elected officials.
All right. Going to leave it right there. My thanks to Michael Ashford, Chairman, Lucas County Democratic Party, keeping us on the leading edge of dealing with these stunning allegations that the votes of 4 members of Toledo City Council allegedly were for sale. Thank you, Chairman. We'll talk again.